Hi, I'm Stara Shakti, LMFT. I'm a licensed trauma therapist, healer, and lightworker. I work a lot with marginalized people who are LGBTQ+, BIPOC, first generation American, and people who are neurodivergent. Over the years, I've had some clients come to me, unfortunately, and say that they have had some bad experiences with either white therapists or straight therapists, or simply that it was just really hard to find me, meaning an inclusive therapist. I also happen to be an intersectional therapist, but that is for a future video. Now, for some people, having an inclusive therapist might not really matter, but for other people, like if you are a member of one or more of these marginalized groups, it might be more important for you to have a therapist who you feel really gets you and where you're coming from. Maybe somebody who has both the lived experience of being a member of one or more of these marginalized groups and the professional mental health training to understand some of the unique challenges that different marginalized people face. So I'm guessing for many of you out there, having the right fit of a therapist could be very affirming and validating. As someone who gets it, I'm going to share with you my 5 tips for finding an inclusive therapist. But before I do, please stick around till the end for a bonus tip. Tip number 1, directories. Psychology Today is a very popular one that's very big and broad. There is an inclusive therapist directory, and there are some that are more narrow, more niche, like South Asian therapists, for example. I'll drop some links in the video description below for you to check out some of these directories. Tip number 2. Use your filters. Once you're in these directories, you can search for therapists by a lot of different categories. You can search by demographic categories such as sex, gender identity, sexual orientation. You can search by race, ethnicity, culture, and you can also search by clinical specialties, like if a therapist works with anxiety, depression, PTSD, and more. Tip number 3, interview them. Once you have some potential therapists picked out, call them up or send them an email. Most of us have a free 15-minute consultation, and you can come with a list of questions and ask anything of the therapist you would like to know. So I would advocate for yourself in that way. Tip number 4. Even after you start seeing a therapist, if you feel like it's not a good fit for whatever reason, you are allowed to change your therapist. You are allowed to fire your therapist. Just please tell us why, and just please don't ghost us. And tip number 5, ways to afford therapy. Obviously, you can go through your insurance and find someone in network to see. However, if you're looking for specific kind of factors, you may not always find what you're looking for in your insurance network. However, even if you choose to see someone out of network or private pay only, there are still some options. Like, you can ask for a sliding scale. Rate, you can ask for super bills. And these you can submit to your insurance for possible partial reimbursement. And as of 2023, LMFTs can now accept Medicare. Bottom line is self-advocacy. Really, this is your therapy, so I want you to feel as empowered as you can to really take charge of it and make it your own. Really take charge of your therapy process and your healing journey in general, since Ultimately, you are the best judge of what you need, and you are the expert in your own life. And here, as promised, is that bonus tip. For low-fee counseling options, often local colleges or universities have a counseling center that is part of it, but where you don't have to be a student to receive therapy services. So that might be a good thing to check into. If you're local to the LA area, Antioch University Counseling Center is a great example of this. If you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and consider subscribing to our channel. Tell us in the comments below what you thought of this video and what other topics you might like us to make videos on. If you really like this video, please share it with your friends who might also. And whatever you do, remember, there's always hope for healing.